Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Hank, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Hank's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give him while we are working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Hank's been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Hank is seated nicely on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they're going to demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. And Fred and Hank take off doing that now. And the command you want to use for this is Hank heel, and then you just start walking and he'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. We've also incorporated our automatic sit into this, so anytime Fred stops his feet, Hank will sit. There's that automatic sit. It's important when you're heeling Hank that he walks nicely at your pace on your left-hand side as he's been trained to do. He shouldn't try to pull ahead or lag behind. If he does attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, you say no, give a tug and let go correction to the training collar, repeat your command to heel, and start walking again. The next exercise we're going to demonstrate is our stay command, which is the hand and voice command. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm and inch or so from Hank's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He walks out to the end of the training leash. It's a great exercise to build up self-control in Hank. You want to start practicing this one at about a minute and work your way up in increments to about 3. Now when Fred returns back to Hank, he's going to walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind him, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Hank holds his sit-stay throughout. Fred gives him a little praise and then heels him right out of it. We'll show you a little more of the heel, sit, and stay. There's that automatic sit. And as they come back around, he'll give him a stay again and walk back out to the end of the training leash. And this time, instead of returning back, he demonstrates the come or recall command, calls Hank in using his name, he comes and sits in front of him. Then we have an exercise called the finish. Fred's going to heel him right around the back of him and get him right back to his left-hand side heel position, and Hank will sit. He'll demonstrate it one more time, has him in a sit, gives him a stay, out to the end of that training leash.
Hank, come. Good boy.
Calls him in using his name. He's going to come and sit. And then the finish, Fred's going to heel him right around the back of him and get him right back to his left-hand side, and he'll sit. Nicely done. It's a good time to remind you want to work with Hank about 15 to 20 minutes a day on his obedience. You can practice inside your home or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with Hank. It helps to keep the commands fresh in his mind and him working well for you. Next, we're going to show you our down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives him a stay, walks back out to the end of that training leash. This is another good exercise to build up self-control in Hank. You can start practicing this one at 3 minutes and work your way up to about 5. Now as Fred returns back to Hank, he's going to walk all the way around him as he did on the sit stay, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Hank holds his down throughout, and Fred heels him right out of it. We'll show you that down command again when they come back around. Now you see Hank is doing very well, but if for any reason he doesn't respond to one of your commands, it's always important to follow through. So the first word out of your mouth is always no, followed by a tug and let go to the training collar, and then you repeat your command. You see Fred gave him the down again and a stay, and back out to the end of that training leash. And this time he's going to demonstrate that recall command right out of the down. Calls him in using his name. Hank comes and sits in front. And then the finish, Fred heels him right around the back of him, right back to his left-hand side heel position, and Hank sits. Nicely done. We'll give them a second to get lined up for our down from a distance command. This will be our down from a distance. You're going to have him in a sit, give him a stay, walk out to the end of your training leash. And this is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop him into a down from the end of the training leash. He'll then return back to him once again by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Excellent job. He heels him right out of it. Now those are our basic obedience commands we've worked on with Hank here at school. And we've also gone ahead and started to move his training along a little and do a little work off leash. So we're just going to give you a quick demonstration of some of the stuff we've been working on with him there. Obviously, we don't intend for you to immediately go home and try working with Hank off leash. We want you to work with him on leash 15 to 20 minutes a day. And this will just show you what you can build up to with Hank as long as you put in that time with him. Fred had him in a sit, he gave him a stay, dropped the leash, and now he's walking the perimeter of the building. All the way around, Hank holds his stay. Fred comes back to it, gives him a down, still completely off leash, a stay, and walks away again. And then he'll return back to him. So we have started to work on his commands a little off leash. Like I said, this will show you what you can build up to as long as you put in that 15 to 20 minutes a day. Alright, we've demonstrated for you the obedience work we've done with Hank here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Hank, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.